All right, our next set of definitions is up here. Number 6, Dwight Eisenhower. Okay, at the end of World War II, this guy got put in charge of the entire Western Front. So in World War II, they called the European theater to the Western Front. It's kind of a throwback to World War I. So Dwight Eisenhower is a great general of the United States, and he did a really good job. This is the man that defeated Hitler with the help of a bunch of people like Patton and other people. But Dwight Eisenhower afterwards, he was a very, very big war hero. And he used that to great advantage because he ran for president and won. Okay, he's actually the first Republican president ever to get the South to vote for him. So he is the one that broke the Solid South. You remember, the Solid South would not vote for a Republican for like 80 years after Jim Crow. Battle of the Bulge. Okay, many students mispronounce this one. There is no D in this. It's not the Battle of the Bulge. Okay, it's Bulge. So Germany, whenever they knew that they were defeated, Hitler took all of the soldiers that he had left and threw it at the Allies one last time. And that's called the Battle of the Bulge. Germany's last-ditch effort to break through the Allied line on the Western Front. Okay, and that was against Dwight Eisenhower. Okay, the one we just talked about. All right, Liberty ships. American ships that were built at a faster rate than the Axis could sink them. One of Hitler's main problems that we covered in last chapter is the fact that because he believed in German superiority, every product he made, every product Germany made had to be the absolute best. Well, we realized that was a weakness, because if we take some substandard parts and throw them together, we can have a ship really fast. Liberty ships could be built in under a day, and they were battleships. And this is an amazing thing. Okay, most of them took longer than that, but that was the record. They built one in under a day. Okay, it didn't last that long, but we could build 40 or 50 Liberty ships by the time Hitler built a U-boat. So the math works out in our favor. Like it says, we could build them faster than they can sink them. Helped us to win the war. Okay, the big three. So the big three refers to the three leaders of the Allies. Okay, so we have Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin. Okay, of course, Roosevelt is in charge of America, Churchill is in charge of Britain, and Stalin is in charge of Russia. Now, the big three had several conferences, and on the LEAP test, they're going to refer to them as the big three. Okay, they're not going to say who were the big three. That's not what it is. They're gonna have a question. They're gonna use the term big three in it, and if you don't know who the big three are, you're gonna be lost. So that's why we're studying this definition. Also, remember, the ones that are in bold, these are LEAP definitions. If you keep track of that all year long, you will have basically a study guide if you flip through your notebook. The big three met at a place called Yalta. This is a very important conference. This is where the Cold War began. Okay, with the big three in the room. The conference that gave the Soviet Union control of Eastern Europe after World War II. Okay, so the big three, Franklin Roosevelt and Winston Churchill, are really scared that after they defeat Hitler, that Stalin is going to go on conquering and become the next Hitler. And then World War II is going to drag on with Russia basically breaking off and fighting the Allies. So at Yalta, we basically told Joseph Stalin, and this is very important for you to remember, it's for a couple of questions. We told Joseph Stalin that any land that he could conquer by the end of the war, he could keep, and also all the countries that he had captured in Eastern Europe, he could keep, so long as he went no farther after World War II. Okay? So that is basically the start of the Cold War right there, which is going to be the next section that I teach you.